Today we're going to talk about properties of real numbers. And the goal is that by the end of listening to this lesson, you'll know how to identify which property is being applied to a given situation, whether it's the identity property, the commutative, associative, or distributive properties. So first of all, it's important for us to know what is a property. A property of something that is accepted as true in any math equation. So it's something you've been doing since you were probably little, and you just assume that it is true, but you didn't really realize the reason why. So it's something that is accepted as true. On page 58 in your purple packet, if you would follow along, and we are at the very top, go ahead and fill in the definition of property, and you may hit pause and then hit resume when you are ready. All right, the first property that we're going to talk about is the identity property. If you think about what your identity is, it's like who you are, what makes you up, okay? And so there's two different properties for identity. One is for addition and one is for multiplication. This is at the middle to bottom of page 58 if you want to follow along. The identity property for addition says that if you take any number, we'll just say A is the number, and we add 0 to it, it stays the same. It keeps its identity. It doesn't change. So for instance, 2 plus 0, I take the number 2, I add 0 to it, it still stays the same. It doesn't change its identity. It's still the number 2. For multiplication, for a number to stay the same, we would have to multiply it by 1. So any number times 1 keeps the number the same. So 2 times 1 keeps the number the same. It's still the number 2. So again, the identity property is all about a number staying the same, and for addition for that to happen, it would be adding 0 to the number. It would keep it the same. And for multiplication for it to happen, it would be multiplying a number by 1. So if you want to write those examples down, hit pause and then hit resume when you're ready. Okay, the second property on page 59 that we're going to talk about is the commutative property. And we've talked about this already in class quite a bit. I commute to work. I go back and forth. I go one direction and I change the order and I go the other direction. That's what commutative property says can happen when you add and when you multiply. It's okay to change the order and it means the same thing. So for addition, A plus B is the same thing as B plus A. 2 plus 3 is the same thing as 3 plus 2. 5 plus X is the same thing as X plus 5. Notice in this bottom example, the 5 has stayed the same on each side of the equation, but what has changed is this 3 plus 2 became 2 plus 3. So whenever the order changes, it's because of the commutative property. It works for addition, and it also works for multiplication. So for instance, A times B is the same thing as B times A. Notice again, the order's changed. 2 times 3 is 3 times 2. X times 5 is 5 times X. And notice in my bottom example, the 3 times 2 became a 2 times 3. So again, commutative property says it's okay to change the order. Now, if you would, at the bottom of page 59, there's a couple practice problems. Just do the 3 practice problems, A, B, and C. I will tell you that letter A, I believe, is mistakenly written. So look at my screen right here. It should say 32 plus blank equals 68 plus 32. And fill those in, hit pause, and then hit resume when you are ready. All right, so again, my letter A was typed up wrong. What you should have is 32 plus 68 equals 68 plus 32. Excuse, my pen doesn't write that great. 23 plus 17 equals 17 plus 23. And 7 times 8 is the same thing as 8 times 7. So again, commutative property says it is okay to change the order when we add or when we multiply, but not subtract or divide, because then the problem would actually change. Okay, turn the page to page 60. The next property that we're going to talk about is the associative property. In the word associative is the word associate. We can associate or group different numbers together when we add and when we multiply, which kind of changes the order of how you do things, because parentheses are what we do before we do anything else in order of operations. Remember PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So when we add and we multiply, we can group different numbers together, and it doesn't matter. So we can do different things first. So look at my example for addition. It says A plus parentheses B plus C, which means you would do this first. is the same thing as A plus B. If you would do that first plus C, you would get exactly the same answer. So the example below that is, if I have 2 plus parentheses 8 plus 5, I would do 8 plus 5 first. That would give me 13. 2 plus 13 gives me 15. Then on the other side, I have the 2 plus 8 in parentheses. I would do that first. That gives me 10. 10 plus 5 is also 15. So we can associate or group different numbers together when we're adding, and it won't change. Same thing works for multiply. A times B times C, do this first, is the same thing as doing A times B first and then multiplying by C. So notice in this problem, I would multiply 10 times X first, then times that answer by 2. It's the same thing as taking 2 times 10 and timesing that answer by X. So the order is not changing, but what the parentheses are around is changing. The groups are changing. So practice some examples on page 60. That's in kind of the middle to bottom lower half of the page. Try these. Rewrite them using the associative property. Just change where the parentheses are according to the associative property. You don't have to actually solve it. Hit pause and resume when you are ready. Okay, so what you should have written in for letter A, and again, my apologies because I'm trying to write on a screen that's not very good here. So that you should have written 67 plus, and then the parentheses around the last two numbers instead of the first two. This one, you should have written the parentheses around the first two numbers instead of the last two. This one, you should have written the parentheses around the first two instead of the last two. Notice my order is staying exactly the same. Like I have a 6 times a 3 times a 5. I'm not changing the order. I'm just changing what the parentheses are around. That is the associative property. Check your answer, see how you did, and then we'll move on. Okay, the last property is one that we are really going to use a lot. This is on page 61, and we're going to use it especially when we get into algebra and we start doing algebra, and it's called the distributive property. If you look at the word distributive, we have the word distribute. So like when I distribute papers, I take a paper and I hand one to each person in the room. The distributive property says that if you have something outside of parentheses, you times it by each of the things in the parentheses, and that's helped you to remove them. So A parentheses B plus C is A times the B plus A times the C. So notice we have multiplying and adding going on with the distributive property. It doesn't matter if the term is behind the parentheses, you do the same thing. A times the B, A times the C. So here's an example that we're going to use in algebra. 2 parentheses x plus 5 is the same thing as 2 times x, which we write as 2x, plus 2 times the 5, which we know is 10. Again, something we're going to use quite a lot throughout the year. So on the bottom of page 61, there are 3 problems I'd like for you to try and simplify. And so just to kind of get you started, to simplify this, you're going to take 2 times the 6, then put your plus sign down. And then you'll take 2 times the 4, and then go ahead and simplify that and tell me the answer. And then try the same thing for letters B and C. Hit pause, and then hit resume when you are ready. All right, so this example you should have, this is 12 plus 8, so the final answer is 20. On this one, even though the 5 is behind it, just pretend like it's in front, and you times it by each thing. So I have 5 times 8. Just copy the minus sign there in between. You could put plus and negative if you would like, but you don't have to. And then I have 5 times 3. So this gives me 40 minus 15, which is 25. Again, please excuse my handwriting on here. And finally, take the negative 7, include that negative, and times it by the 6 and times it by the 8, and put the plus sign in the middle. Whatever's in the middle, you just recopy that. And so negative 7 times 6 is a negative 42, plus negative 7 times 8 is a negative 56. Remember, a negative plus a negative is still a negative, and we add those up and we get a negative 98. So that's the distributive property. I will be showing you more examples later of other places where you are probably using this and using this property in your head, but not even really realizing it. All right, so what I'd like you to do right now is see if you can just use your notes and apply these skills on these 4 properties: identity, commutative, associative, and distributive, and apply that to IXL skill R9 right now. 7th grade to a score of 80. And then when you get done, you may work on the other IXL skills that I have assigned to you that are listed in the independent column.